Oh, the shame. The shame. Hello, and welcome to this interesting, I say interesting, episode of Zach Collects. This is something for a very specific member, a very specific one of our viewers. And her name is Megan. And Megan said, why don't you do something on Gundam? She loves Gundam. Now, a lot of you people probably don't know who or what Gundam is. You're thinking, what is Gundam? Some of you know exactly what Gundam is. So this episode we're going to take a look at some Gundam figures that I have put together, customized over the past. And believe it or not, I've forgotten the names of them. So that's why this episode is called Name That Gundam. And so join us for that, would you? We're going to do it right now. Okay, so I have placed these figures here in my large box because one of them is really big. Now, this one is what they call a 1/100 figure. And typically they range from 7 to 8 inches, sometimes 9. But this particular one with his horns up, I think he's probably like 7.5 inches. And then next to him is a 160 figure. And look at the difference in the height there. That's a big boy. So that's the first one we're going to look at. So we're going to move him out of the way because he's ashamed. There we go. Okay. Now, here we go. This one is really, really impressive. So 160 scale, they are big boys. Well, look at this. This is just one of his weapons. The little lightsaber, beam saber thingy. Look how big that is. I mean, here's my arm. Look, hang on, I'll get there. Look at that. That's just that. Okay. All their fingers are articulated. This particular one came with some clear pieces, like for his chest. You see that right there? That is a really cool little thing. Also, it came with some rubber pieces too. This is rubber, and this is rubber here. We have some rubber down there. This is another one of his weapons. Again, very, very huge. Well, look how big that is. We are inside my huge box. This is my big box. Look at that. It is a big thing. What I like about this is they took the traditional, like Gundam #1, if you will. I don't know what you called it. And they kind of just said, hey, why don't we update this guy a little bit? And that's what they did with this fellow right here. Oh, he's got all kinds of gimmicks. They all do. Let's see, the bottoms of his feet. There, yep. Everything is detailed. Now, I tricked out everything. Whoops, sorry, guys. I did panel lining. Panel lining makes everything look so much better, so much more anime accurate, and it just makes the figure look so much better. Now, this back piece right here, there's a clear translucent pieces in there. Very cool. Just lots of great detail. I don't even know if you can get this one anymore. In fact, I haven't seen it for sale new anymore. Like any more of the 160s. Usually the 160s come with a box that weighs 150 pounds. It's just really heavy. Oh, those are rubber too right there. They're very heavy. They have a lot of different runners and it's a lot of metal pieces sometimes, lots of decals. And those 160 kits will range you upwards of $300. This particular kit here, it was a 160, and it has all the coolness, but it doesn't have all the intricacy, it doesn't have all the complexity of the more expensive 160s. So this we'll call Gundam #1, okay? So in the comments below, what is the name of Gundam #1? Name that Gundam! Okay, here's Gundam #2, which we've already seen. He's embarrassed. I'm so small compared to that other Gundam. I may be small, but I never forget. Okay, so this is another older Gundam. I've had this guy since the year 2000, maybe. And this one I do know the name of. So I don't know, maybe that's an unfair advantage, but I do know the name of this guy. But this is a very cool Gundam, very different. That's why I liked him. I liked him because he was so way different than anything else I had out there. Again, this is a 1/100 scale Gundam. And typically 1/100s are anywhere from 7 to 9 inches tall. This particular one, a little over 7 inches tall. Got some cool wings on him, as you can see. Very nice, very nice. He can fly away, come fly away with me. And once again, I have tricked him out as I've tricked them all out. I've built these. These are, by the way, I don't think I've even said this. These are model kits. These are model kits. You put them together and you end up with an action figure. Now, albeit there's some fragility here. You know, you can't be really banging them around or stressing the joints too much. And by the way, the joints are all poly. They're like a very slick poly, almost vinyl, PVC type of a material. And they work great. But you know, if you work them enough, then they just stop working. They just get all wonky on you. But this particular one has lasted through the years. Pretty cool, right? I'll give you a hint on this one. He was a villain. Bum, 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 bum. So, in the comments below, Gundam number 2, name that Gundam, 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 Gundam. Now, who doesn't like food? Well, apparently this guy likes food. He's a beefy feller. He's a beefy feller. I love this guy. I've always loved this piece. And by the way, when you ask me, Zach, gosh, you know, you really went in there and you tricked it out. You got panel lines, you got washes, you got decals, and some paint. How long does it take you to make one of these suckers? Well, you know what? As long as it takes. That's all I'm going to tell you. I know that I've spent hours and hours on some of these, and this fellow I spent a lot of time on. As you can see, he's got some of those clear discs, those clear components on him as well. See his chest piece right there? Which also is a beam weapon, I think. I think it shoots out a beam. Got the great cannons on his shoulders. Very nice, very nice. And he has nice, big, beefy legs. You know, I don't think he's meant for speed. You know, I think that song, I wasn't built for comfort, I was built for speed. This guy was built for comfort. Not for speed. And lovely. Look at all the panel lines. Look at all the tiny, tiny little panel lines. But, you know, when you do something like that, it really makes a difference. What a great figure you end up with, and a great piece to display. By the way, I have given all my Gundams to my son, who just loves Gundam, and he's very appreciative. And I'm glad. It makes him happy, and it makes me happy too. Because there was a time where Gundam was my #1 jam. And as most of you know, Batman and Iron Man, that's my jam nowadays. And some Spawn, of course, some McFarlane. But anyway, so back to this. Cool weapons, and there's other weapons too. And by the way, this weapon transforms. Let's see, I don't know if I remember how it goes. I do know the sides flip out like this. You see that? Like so. And I think there's some other transformation that takes place. I really don't want to go into breaking it apart, because right now it's in a nice, solid, reliable state. So we're going to go ahead and leave it that way. But here we go. In the comments below, Gundam number 3. Name that Gundam, 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 Gundam. I say, old boy, how are you? Have you any fish and chips? I certainly could use some. I feel so very peckish. Okay, here's another one that I do not know the name of. This one transforms into a jet fighter, if you will. Maybe it was a percussor to Transformers. Maybe not. See how that flips up like this? Look at this. Hmm? Yeah, this one actually full-blown turns into a jet. And I've transformed him maybe once, because my preference is the robot mode, the mech mode. And he's got a lot of great detail on him already, but of course I did trick him out, and we hit all the speed lines, we hit all the panel lines, and we get all the intricacies. This also comes with the clear discs, if you will. Also in his chest. And here's a cool one. Won't spend a lot of time on this one. He is awesome. He does transform, and I don't know what he's called. So, in the comments below, Gundam number 4, name that Gundam, 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 Gundam. Thank you very much. And here comes a most peculiar Gundam. I have not even a little bit of a clue. Obviously, he does not look like a Gundam. He looks like a Gundam adversary. Oh, I think so. I think that's your Easter egg. He's got a little purple eyeball there, too. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, he's got a little purple eyeball inside that visor. Awesome bazooka. Awesome beam gun here. Doesn't transform, but he does have like a kneeling down fighting combat mode kind of thing he goes into. See that? Right there. Right there. Once again, we did the speed lines. Oh, yes. And again, once again, this is a 1/100, my preferred scale. I do not like the 1/144s. They are way too small. See? Did all the panel lines. Did all the detailing. It just brings it up, makes it pop, makes it look a lot richer, I think. Well, I'm not going to, again, spend a lot of time on this fellow, although he is pretty cool. Yeah. Well, what is the name of this guy? Gundam number 5. Name that Gundam, 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 Gundam. Goldfinger, boom, bam, bam. He's the Gundam with lots of gold. Look at that. Look at all that gold there. Woo, woo. So shiny. And now listen, this is old. I'm telling you, this might be 1999. And it's been in the garage. It's been in extreme heat. And, you know, here in Florida, and that's bad. But look at that gold. It's still intact. It didn't pit. It didn't peel. It didn't bubble. That's nice. And once again, I have no idea what Gundam this is. Oh, this backpack, it's a little transformative. It does a little bit of wiki-wacky. You can make it more of a V configuration. Like that. These are his beam sabers. They're not being used currently. He does have beam sabers, just like Star Wars, only it's Gundam. And once again, I do not know who or what this one is. This is also a 1/100. Very cool, isn't it? It is cool, isn't it? It really is. So, down in the comments below, Gundam number, let me count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gundam number 6. Name that Gundam. So up till now, we have been looking at Gundam model kits. These are model kits that you build and create your own action figures. This one is a Gundam fixed figuration metal composite build. This is an amazing piece. Full disclosure, I do know which one this is. I do know what his name is, but you're going to have to tell me what you think it is. Lots of die cast. Oh, it's so heavy. In fact, I use it to work out. I take it with me to the gym, and instead of barbells, I use him. Very heavy. Oh, lots of die cast. And here, let's turn around. I'll show you. You can actually see some of the die cast in the back. Yeah, that's die cast right there. That is die cast. There is some transforming that can go on with this particular gun. I almost said the name of them. Came close. Got that great big shield. And there are beam sabers, of course, as well. Wonderful stuff. And an effect I don't like, because I don't think I like the way it looks, but he has this shroud that pops up, and he can, I guess it's when he's flying? Yeah, like that. So Gundam fixed figuration. I do believe Gundam fixed figuration is still around. I do believe they still make Gundam fixed figuration. I don't know if they do metal composite or not. I'm not sure. But this particular one, this guy's huge. He's at least 11.5 inches tall, if not 12. Lots of detail, and it comes this way. It comes to you with all the detail. It comes with you the stickers, all the pieces. You can see right there. Oh, don't look right there. I'll give you a hint. Yep. There he is with his cone head. We don't want the cone head, though. So there you have it. 7 Gundams. This is for you, Megan. You wanted some Gundam action? You got some Gundam action here on Zach Collects. So please, everybody, if you enjoyed this, like, share, and subscribe. Absolutely, please subscribe. Don't forget, I'm on Facebook, Zach Collects Action Figures. I'm on TikTok, Zach Collects. Love to hear from you. I chat with all of you. If you chat with me, I will chat right back with you. And that is a true story. Well, thanks again for joining me on this special edition, weird edition, of Zach Collects.